Electric cars, transport for life's winners, right? I mean, think about it. No more paying for petrol or diesel. You get supercar killing performance, even in a family SUV. Massive tax savings. Beardy environmentalist blokes want to hug you. Okay, that's not an advantage, I'll admit that. Look, to start off with, they were all a bit kind of rubbish, but manufacturers have stepped their game up, and I've lost count of the literally dozens of sexy looking EVs launched recently. You got the Porsche Taycan, VW ID3, Honda E to name just a few. Plus you got the AutoTrader Best New Car of the Year, Tesla Model 3. So electric cars are now desirable, and they make internal combustion engine cars look like what they are, something from the Ice Age. Internal combustion, all right, never mind. All right, so look, you want an EV for your next car in the hope that it'll make you faster, cooler, greener, and save you some cash, but do the numbers actually add up? Well, I've been doing the old mathemati, crunching the numbers to see if we can settle the argument once and for all. Spoiler alert though, it's complicated. But look, if choosing cars was easy, I'd be out of a job. Now, to make it a fair comparison, I've chosen a car where there's effectively an EV or an ICE option offering equivalent performance, practicality, and prestige. And I've also created a fictional character to buy these cars to see how they work out for specific people. So for this comparison, we've got Sally. Sally lives and works in suburban Manchester. She wants a Mini to commute to the office and is choosing between a petrol-powered Cooper Sport and the new Mini Electric. Now, the thing with electric cars is that they're more expensive to buy in the first place. In Sally's case, she can get a 1.5 litre Mini Cooper Sport for just over 20 grand. A Mini Electric in level 2 trim costs 26,900 after the government's grant of £3,000. So 7 grand difference. If you buy them on PCP, and for argument's sake you put down 4.5 grand, then the petrol Mini is 329 a month and the electric is 459 a month, £130 difference. Doesn't look too good for the electric car so far, but what about tax? Electric cars are cheaper on tax, it's true. The electric saves her £210 in the first year over the ICE version because it's got no VED, but that's already been factored into the purchase price and we've covered that. After the first year, the electric is still exempt from tax though, and the petrol Mini will cost 150 quid every single year after that. That's £450 over that 3-year lease, or £12.50 a month. Now, insurance. We asked the guy with a tuxedo and a twirly mustache for a quote. Other insurance companies are available. And it came back pretty much the same, around £1,200 for someone with limited, no claims. Fine, no problem. Now, running costs. Surely this is where the electric Mini starts making most sense. People in the UK travel an average of 8,000 miles a year, just like our Sally. And based on the petrol car's official combined fuel consumption, that will cost her around £1 grand a year in petrol. Let's call it £83 a month. The same in the electric car. Well, the electricity is obviously cheaper, but one thing people forget is that you'll probably want to buy a home charger. You don't need one, but trust me when I tell you, charging from a public charger is a massive pain. Anyway, home chargers ain't cheap. The official Mini one costs over £1 grand, which is £83 a month, the same amount that Sally's paying for petrol every month. And that's before she even pays for the electricity. But BP Chargemaster do a wall box for around £599, which is £49 a month. Much better. So Sally only ever charges from that and only ever charges at night time on a cheap Economy 7 electricity tariff. That works out to be £14 a month for fuel. So, all things considered, in the first year, that Mini Electric is going to cost her around £100 a month more to own than the petrol Cooper. From year 2 onwards, once the home charger's paid off, the electric car, all things considered, is only around £50 a month more. Still quite a lot of money for essentially the same car though, right? But here's what's interesting. With electric cars, the more you drive, the more you save. And let's say that Sally ends up driving a lot, 16,000 miles a year. In that case, the electric Mini is actually cheaper, £464 a month versus £481 a month for the petrol version. And here's the other thing. If you live in a city like London, where there's congestion charging at £15 a day, and you've got to travel into work by car, that's £300 a month you can save with an electric car. Now, I will point out that to make the most of an EV, you do need off-street parking, and you probably don't want to drive long distances in a single trip because of the limited range. And I'll also point out that these figures are based on the Mini EV's hypothetical maximum range. And in my review, you can watch it here, I discovered that it doesn't actually get anywhere near the hypothetical maximum range. But I'm also using the Petrol Mini's hypothetical fuel economy, and I doubt that you'd get anywhere near that figure in the real world. But you get the picture. The price difference between EV and petrol isn't actually that big. And if you drive your car a lot, then the EV actually works out cheaper. Right, that's the Mini Electric. I also did some maths, some actual mathematics on electric cars at the higher end of the food chain. I compared a petrol Panamera Turbo to a Porsche Taycan, and I'm gonna show you the numbers in another video next week. Or if it's already next week, then you can watch that video here. But spoiler alert, the electric car destroys the petrol car even for price. Once again, mind blown. All right, let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. Would you consider buying an electric car? You might not necessarily have much choice pretty soon. They are coming, trust me. But more on that next week. And again, stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you again for the next one. Peace.